Hey, welcome back to Pokemon Emerald. In this episode, we're going to continue on through and past Petalburg Town or Petalburg City or whatever it is, and make our way to wherever we're supposed to be going. I have no idea where we're supposed to be going right now. I suppose we can look at the map. Do we have a map? Is that something we have? Do we have a map? Hold on. I'm going to take a look and see. Do we have a map? Is that something we can look at? Are we mapless? Are we completely mapless? I do not see a map anywhere. I suppose that's not something we can look at right now, which is kind of a shame, but that's okay. I suppose we can go ahead and do a quick team recap here. We'll go ahead and start out with our starter. It's our good friend Joseph the Trico. He has Overgrow. He ups grass moves in a pinch. His stats are pretty great. His attack is pretty high, but his special attack and special defense are pretty high. His defense is kind of low, so he's a bit fragile, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. He's got Pound, Leer, Absorb, and Quick Attack. So he's got some Stab and Absorb, which is pretty great. Next, we've got our good friend Napoleon the Ralts. He's got Synchronize, passes on status problems, which is pretty great. His attack and defense are okay. His special attack is really good, and his speed is pretty high, which is pretty fantastic. He's got Growl and Confusion. He's only level 9, which is alright compared to Joseph's level 13, but that's okay. You know what? I'll be right back, you guys. Alright, sorry about that. I wanted to look up and see where we get the town map, because I wasn't actually sure, but it turns out we don't get the town map for quite some time. Wally's house. What's the deal with Wally's house?
Oh, you must be Adam, right? Thank you for playing with Wally a little while ago. He's been frail and sickly ever since he was a baby. We've sent him to stay with my relatives in Verdanturf Town for a while. The air is a lot cleaner there than it is here. What's that? Where's Wally? He's already left, our Wally. I wonder where he could have gotten by now.
I have no idea.
Wally was really happy when he told us that he caught a Pokemon. It's been ages since I've seen him smile like that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good news. Alright, well... Oh no, what the... A dude in shades. Excuse me. Let me guess, from the way you're dressed, are you a Pokemon trainer? Well, maybe not. Your clothes aren't all that dirty. You're either a rookie trainer, or maybe you're just an ordinary kid. I'm roaming the land in search of talented trainers. I'm sorry to have taken your time. No worries. You just kind of showed up out of nowhere and was like, hey man, how's it going, man? You're just kind of there, man. If you're going to throw a Pokeball, weaken the wild Pokemon first. It'll be easier to catch if it's been poisoned, burned, or lulled to sleep. Yes, this is a very true fact. Now let's go ahead and see what kind of Pokemon are in the grass here. Let's go ahead and look and see what we got here. We got Zigzagoons. I suppose Zigzagoons are something that exists. I'm not really all that concerned with our good friend Zigzagoon. Is there anything else here that we might want? I am quite curious, just to see what kind of things we have here. Just kind of curious to see what mons we have in the grass here, besides Zigzagoons and Wurmples, but it seems to be Zigzagoons and Wurmples are our primary source of Pokemon training, which is okay, I guess. Not a big deal, although I do want to look around a little bit more, because I am curious to see if there's anything we might... Ooh, a Meryl. How's it going, Meryl? That is quite cute. I don't really want a Meryl. Meryls are okay. They're not that great, though. They're not that great. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a water type, but again, Meryls really aren't really all that great. I mean, a Azumarill is really not that terrible. I mean, if I'm gonna catch it, now's the time. I really don't want a Meryl, though. That's really not something I want, so I'm not going to catch it. I'm not going to catch it. I really don't want a Meryl. Meryl is not among my favoriteest of Pokemon. Let's see, what do we got here? Level 10 and level 13. So they're leveling up at a pretty decent rate, which is exactly what I like to see. Oh no, I'm not a trainer. That's right, if trainers lock eyes, it's a challenge to battle. If you don't want to battle, stay out of their sight. That sounds like a winner. Leaving footprints in the sand is so fun. Youngster Billy would like to battle. He sends out a Rattata. How's it going, Rattata? You certainly exist. I'm going to confusion you because that's all that I have is confusion. It's going to wreck your entire life. A Bellsprout? I'm not gonna switch because obviously confusion is super effective to this Bellsprout, and we're gonna go ahead and annihilate everything it holds dear. It's pretty great. So get out of here, Bellsprout. Get out of here, level 7 Bellsprout. I'm not interested in your nonsense. Take 126 experience. I will gladly take that. Wow, I got sand in my runners. They're all gritty. Then take off your shoes and get it out. Hopefully you're not wearing any socks. If you're wearing socks, that'll be a hell of a time.
The sea, huh? I wonder what it's like at the bottom of the sea.
That is a big question.
I fished up a tough-looking Pokemon. It has this magical quality to it. It surely looks tough, yes it does.
Fisherman Darien would like to battle. Sends out a Wooper. Now, a Wooper isn't a terrible Pokemon, in all honesty. I am going to switch to Joseph for this, because Joseph actually is super effective to this Wooper. So let's go ahead and switch. He's going to use Tail Whip, but it's not like my defense isn't abysmal already. So let's go ahead and absorb this Wooper. I'm not sure if Wooper's a ground type yet or not. I think it's just a water type at this point. I don't think it turns into a ground type until Quagsire, but I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely positive, my friend. What the? Man, he is so surprised that he lost. All you had to say was, what the hell, man? What the hell?
The seaside cottage is where that Mr. Briny lives. He was once a mighty sailor who never feared the sea, however stormy.
Okay, so I am still curious as to what we can find here. I mean, it seems to me that it's only Zigzagoons and Merrills and Wurmples and Zigzagoons and Merrills and Wurmples. But I do want to see if we can find a like a rare encounter that we might want to swipe. That would be absolutely wonderful. But there's no guarantees and no nothing. And I'm thinking that's probably not gonna happen. Ooh, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Hold on. Hold on. Can I confusion this Psyduck without killing it? Yes, I can. Okay. Because I do want this Psyduck. Psyduck is very, very good. I'm going to take this Psyduck because it's a water type and it's a very, very good water type. Let's go ahead and Pokeball this Psyduck. And 2, and 3, and go. Ha 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 ha. Psyduck was caught. I very much do like Psyduck, so Psyduck is going to be very nice to have. Psyduck, the duck Pokemon. When its headache intensifies, it starts using strange powers. However, it has no recollection of its powers, so it always looks befuddled and bewildered. Give a nickname to the captured Psyduck, yes. It is a male Psyduck. Alright, I named it England. Alright, let's go ahead and name it England. That's what I named it. I do very much like that name, so let's go ahead and name it England. England, the Psyduck. Alright, fantastic. So we got ourselves a new Mon. Let's go ahead and heal up this Psyduck and take a look at its stats and moves, because we are quite curious to see what it has. Because we are quite curious to see what lovely, lovely things it might have. Thank you for waiting. Yes, thank you very much for healing my Mons. I really do appreciate it. Alright, let's go ahead and see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Hello there, England. Let's see. He got Damp. He prevents self-destruction. Ooh, that's really, really helpful, actually. That is actually really, really helpful. Let's see what he's got. He's got 13 special attack and 10 attack, which isn't terrible. His defense is kind of low, but his special attack is really high. He's got Scratch, Water Sport, and Tail Whip, so he doesn't have any special attacks to make use of that high special attack stat, but he does have Scratch. So that is something we're going to want to go ahead and do, is train up England a little bit. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. We're going to go ahead and switch England to the first party member, and we are going to go ahead and train England just a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and train England just a little bit. Let's go ahead and see how much damage he deals. Not much. He doesn't deal very much, which isn't a big deal. Not a big deal. He's a low level, so it's not really a surprise to anybody. And his attack stat really isn't all that great, so I'm not surprised this scratch really isn't dealing all too much damage. So I am not surprised by any means, but that is okay. Yeah, just go ahead and keep string shotting me, it's not gonna matter. I'm not really concerned, my friend. 30 EXP. Wow, he gets a lot of EXP points. He definitely gets a lot of EXP points. Okay, so this is going to be just a little bit scary. A level 4 Zigzagoon against a level 5 Psyduck. This is going to be just a little bit scary. So he counteracts my tail whip with a growl, which I don't appreciate. I do not appreciate you, Mr. Zigzagoon. You are a nuisance, my friend. Okay, so if you're gonna growl, then I'm just gonna go ahead and space-time speed up. If you're gonna be a nuisance like that, then I'm going to space-time speed up. If that's how you're going to be, then I am going to use my powers to change the laws of space and time and speed up the world. It's pretty great. Okay, up to level 6. Let's go ahead and heal up our good friend before we continue on forward here, because we don't want England to die. Again, we're not playing a Nuzlocke, but by no means do we want any of our Pokemon to faint at any point, because we want our Pokemon to be healthy. We want our Pokemon to be happy, healthy, and ready to take on the world. So we don't want them to faint at any point, if can be entirely helped. That is a sign of a good trainer, is preventing your Pokemon from fainting, if you can entirely help it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna prevent that from happening. Go ahead and scratch. Lower that defense stat using Tail Whip and then scratch away. That's fine, you can do such things. I'm really not concerned. That's a critical hit. I will take the critical hit. Okay, so I'm getting to the point where I might want to just go ahead and speed things up just a little bit, because the things in this route really aren't all that scary. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and use my speed up powers to scratch away and scratch away and scratch away. I really feel like that's what I'm just going to go ahead and do, because I'm really not concerned about anything that's on this route. So I feel like I'm just going to go ahead and use my powers of space-time speed up to try to do this as quickly as possible. England grew to level 7. Very, very good. It's what I like to see. Ooh, there's a C-Dot. C-Dot's kind of cool. I like C-Dot. C-Dot's a cool mon. There is no doubt. Hopefully it didn't have Bide, but it didn't seem like it had Bide or anything of the sort, which is nice to know. And I appreciate such things, because I didn't want to deal with Bide. Bide is a very scary move. Bide is one of those moves that's kind of broken. Hello there, Oddish. Oh no. Okay. You're super effective to me. I'm not sure exactly why I stayed in against you. That was kind of a foolish move on my part. So I'm not entirely sure why I did such things. That was kind of a foolish move. But you know what? I took the risk and almost lost England, which would have been very, very bad. Well, I wouldn't have lost him, but he almost fainted. And that would have been very unfortunate indeed. I would not have been happy. Gonna run away from the Sunkern, gonna run away from the Oddish, because I don't want to deal with Grass-type Pokemon. Because they probably have Absorb, and I don't want to deal with Absorb. And because Absorb is going to annihilate my entire life, and I don't want to deal with that nonsense. Hello there, Ralts. Pretty sure all you're going to have is Growls, so I'm not really all that scared of you. So I'm not really all that scared of your nonce. Oh, he just used bide. I'm running. He just used bide. I'm running. I am not risking that. I am not risking that nonsense. That is way too scary. That is way too scary to risk. And I suppose I could have just used some, status effects, but at the same time, I am not going to be the one to stay in against a biting C-Dot. That is not something I'm going to be doing. So thank you, but no thank you, Mr. C-Dot. That is not something I'm going to take advantage of. Can you survive there, England? Yes, you can. Down to 6 life, but you're surviving somehow or another, which I am quite pleased about. We're out of coffee! I can't stand another minute in this dome. Alright, well, let's go ahead and, there's another frickin' C-Dot. He's using Harden. He used bide again. I'm running. I'm running. I'm not dealing with bide. I'm sorry. It's just not something I'm going to mess with. If I can entirely avoid dealing with bide, then I am going to avoid dealing with bide. He's using Harden. He's using Harden. He's using Harden. All right. If he's using Harden, I can deal with that. That is something I can deal with, is Harden. Now, England, are you going to learn any new moves? That is the big question. Are you going to learn any new moves at any point? I am not entirely sure. He has Astonish, which is okay. I'm not really concerned about Astonish. Astonish is the least of my concerns right now. Hello there, Ralts. I am going to annihilate you, Ralts, because I don't care about you. I don't care about your nonsense, not by any stretch of the imagination. He used bide, so I'm leaving. As soon as I see a C-Dot use bide, I am not messing with that nonsense. I am not going to mess with that. As soon as I see something use bide, that is my cue to leave. That is my cue to leave as soon as I see something use bide, so thank you very much. England learned disable. Okay, well, I suppose I can use disable. I suppose that's something that I can, take advantage of at some point in time. Even though I don't desperately need it, I suppose I can go ahead and use it somehow. It's not among my favorite moves in the entire game, but I suppose I can take advantage of it. I suppose I can take advantage of it, my good old friend. That is what I can do, indeed. Ooh, we got some berries here. I found 2 orange berries. I will take those orange berries. What do we got here? Pecha berries? Is that what these are? Pecha berries? Yes, they are pecha berries. I will take those pecha berries. Thank you very much.
We must have been fated to meet. May I ask you for a battle?
Sure. Lady Cindy would like to battle. She sends out a Sentret. So it seems to me that disable is best used if I go after the opponent, because obviously it's going to fail if I try to use disable when I'm faster than the other guy, so there's really no sense in trying to use it otherwise. Man, that would have been nice, is to disable his quick attack. That would have been, a decent strategy. But that did not seem to happen. 85 whole experience, and just like that, she is defeated. Oh my. $1,400 for beating a Sentret. That I am not going to complain about. Not by any stretch. Alright guys, that is where I'm going to go ahead and call today's episode. So thank you for watching this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy it. I will see you guys next time when we enter, what are these, Petalburg Woods, I suppose is what they are. And explore beyond that and enter what is probably going to be the next town. As always guys, I really do appreciate you watching. It really does mean the whole world to me. I will see you guys in the next episode.